Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Now then, today we're looking at this thing. It is a Harley Benton HBJ-26 Banjitar. Now if you're not sure what a Banjitar is, we need to have a little chat. You see, when a daddy guitar and a mummy banjo love each other very much, they hug in a special way, and along comes a Banjitar. In other words, it is a cross between a banjo and a guitar. Constructionally, everything that makes a banjo sound banjo-ish is going on here. But in terms of the tuning and everything, it's a guitar. It's got 6 strings, it's tuned like a guitar, and it plays like a guitar. So an interesting crossbreed, really. Anyway, we'll deal with all of the specifications and, you know, kind of what sort of condition it turned up in later on in the video. But for now, let's have a listen to how she sounds. So there you go, that was just me having a little bit of fun, trying to sound a bit bluegrass-ish. So I will just mention at this point that this instrument was donated to Guitars for Good Causes by a generous benefactor from Ireland who got in contact with me and basically said, choose a guitar from Tommen's website, send me the bill. And I've been kind of thinking about getting one of these for a while just to check it out, so it was the natural choice. So yes, you know who you are. Thank you very much. Now, there's a competition running on this channel at the moment where you can win this little Zoom multi-effects pedal, and we're going to let that run. But basically, once that's done and dusted, this instrument is going to be put up as a prize as well. I'll probably do it in the same way as I did that Line 6 Stomp Box model, if you remember the kind of prize draw we had for that. So anyway, it's about time we took a look at the specifications for this guitar, Banjitar. Here they are. Okay then, here we have the specs for the Harley Benton HBJ-26 6-string banjo. You can see it's what Tommen called part of their bluegrass series, and it has a mahogany body and a mahogany neck. The fretboard is blackwood, which is one of those many substitutes that we're beginning to see now to replace the rosewood, which would have been used once upon a time, but nowadays it's an endangered species, and it's not that you can't use it, it's just that there's many more kind of roadblocks in the way and it's more expensive. Anyway, the neck has dot inlays and a scale length of 648 millimeters, which is 25.5 inches in old money. Standard Fender scale length, basically. Nut width, pretty standard 42mm. We've got also chrome plated hardware, an armrest, 24 tension lugs. I have no idea if that's good, bad or indifferent. Any banjo aficionados watching this, please tell me. 22 frets, I do know what that means. It's got a Remo head. Again, is that good, is that bad? I don't know. Please tell me if you do. And loop ends, which I think must be the things where you attach the strap to. Let's have a little bit of a look at some pictures. Let's kind of go to the next one. There it is, a little bit bigger, and you know, it's an attractive looking beast, I think, for a banjo. There's a back view, lovely piece of mahogany there for the showing on the back of the body. It doesn't mention in the spec as well, but you can see that we've got binding as well there. There's that famous Remo head, and I'm guessing that these things must be the 24 tension lugs around the outside, and that's obviously your armrest. There's the back view again, nice close-up of that mahogany back. And what we got there, oh yes, this is the headstock. This picture is a little bit out of date because this shows the old Harley Benton logo. The one that you will get if you order one of these days has the more attractive, I think, updated Harley Benton logo. Tuners are just sort of unbranded, Grover-esque things, nothing to write home about, but no complaints either. A lot of Harley Benton guitars I've tried lately have had quite lumpy feeling tuners, but these are, you know, they do the job, and you know, there's no drama with them, which is all you really want from a set of tuning pegs. There's the back view again, once again clear shot of the binding there, and there's that famous Remo head again. What else have we got? And there is again, you can see the bridge in this picture here. Again, it is what it is. And oh, what a lovely shot of the guitar. Is it a guitar or is it a banjo? And there's another one again. There's your tension lugs there. Once again, as you can tell, I know very little about banjos and whether these specs add up to a good instrument or not. All I can tell you is that I've had fun playing it. So there you go, that's what's going on with this instrument. As I said in that clip, I don't know if some of the more banjo related specs there are good, bad or indifferent, but that's what they are, if they mean anything to you. Now then, in terms of the way this guitar, let's call it a guitar for the purposes of simplicity. In terms of how it turned up, it is pretty much what you expect from Harley Benton. It plays well now. It didn't when it turned up. There was absolutely no tension in the truss rod. I've had a couple of Harley Benton guitars like this where you can see a big old concave neck, like a banana almost. So you think, right, tighten the truss rod, and you start kind of adjusting it, and there's not, you know, it feels like it's just spinning, like, you know, is it broken? And then eventually it does bite, and you know, start to tighten, and the neck is now perfectly, well, not perfectly straight, but it's just, you know, it's got that a nice little amount of relief in there, which makes it nice to play. Frets seem level. I haven't been over them with a fret rocker, but you know, there's no notes kind of choking out or anything like that. Not that you're going to be doing string bends on an instrument like this, obviously. And it has to be said that the natural kind of sound of a banjo probably might mask some degree of fret buzz to the untrained ear like mine. But, you know, there are no obvious problems, is what I'm saying. Everything kind of works as you would expect it to work after a little bit of a basic setup, basically. So, you know, this is what I always say about Harley Benton guitars. People ask me if I would recommend them to beginners. And to be honest, I wouldn't, because, you know, whilst they are good instruments usually, there's often a little bit of experience and know-how needed to get them playing properly. You know, reference the truss rod issues that I've had on this guitar. On other Harley Benton guitars I've had, you know, there's maybe fret leveling or something like that to do. So it's not the kind of thing that you want to be getting into if you're looking at buying your first guitar. Now, you'll have seen me mention in the thumbnail for this instrument that it costs the same as an ironing board. I kid you not, you can go into your local branch of Argos and pay 120 quid for an ironing board. Why? But obviously, you know, they stock them, so people must buy them. So yes, which would you rather have? A fun instrument like this that, you know, you can have a bit of a laugh playing and, you know, start seeing what Metallica riffs and stuff like that sound like played on a banjo. I was going to do some of that in this video actually, but I decided against it in the end. You know, you can have a bit of a laugh with it. It's a lark, basically. It's good fun, and it costs 120 quid. For that, it's a no-brainer, really, you know. And, you know, on the serious note, if you're into recording and, you know, coming up with fresh sounds, then this is another tool in your arsenal. I mean, you will find that, you know, banjo sounds crop up in the most unusual of places. I might be misremembering this, but I'm pretty sure there's a banjo doing arpeggio chords on that big Steve Vai ballad, For the Love of God, I think. I may be wrong. Please tell me in the comments. I'm sure you will. So yeah, it's not just a kind of bluegrass yee-haw kind of one-trick pony. So there it is, the Harley Benton HBJ-26 Banjitar, 6-string banjo, call it what you want. A fun instrument, and as I say, this is going to be getting given away in some sort of prize draw at some point in the future, and more details to follow. Now then, I mentioned that there is a contest running on this channel at the moment, didn't I? Where you can win, excuse me, itchy nose, where you can win this Zoom G1ON pedal. Fantastic little multi-effects pedal. It doesn't look like much, but by crikey, it sounds nice. Once again, link in the video, in the description box below this video, to some demos that I've found of this pedal. This was very kindly donated rather to Guitars for Good Causes by a very generous viewer to this channel. And if you don't know what Guitars for Good Causes is, then let me briefly explain. Basically, it's a GoFundMe page that I've set up, link in the description below. You can donate money to it, and I then use that money to buy equipment which I then review on this channel. Then what happens is, after the review, the equipment gets sold off or raffled or something. It's got rid of, basically, in a way that generates money, and that money goes to Zoe's Place Baby Hospice, which is a charity in Middlesbrough which provides palliative, respite and end-of-life care to children under 5 with terminal illnesses. A fantastically worthy cause, and we've raised over £2,000 for it since May last year when we began. So what's going to happen is, when I choose a winner of the competition, which I'll get to in a second, I'm going to make a donation to Zoe's Place in return for this pedal, which makes it mine to give away, and I'll be giving it away to the person who records the best guitar solo based upon the information that's in another video of mine. Again, link below. I did a video a few weeks ago on basically what modes are all about and how you can play them and how to make them accessible and, you know, something that you can meld into your playing in a very easy way. Probably stuff that you're already doing and perhaps didn't realise that you were playing modes. Well, you know, you can watch that video and get a full explanation. There's a jam track you can download from that video, and, you know, record yourself playing a modal solo based upon what's in that video. Send your entry to me at the email address you can see on screen, and as soon as this channel tips over 9,000 viewers, 9,000 subscribers rather, I will pick a winner and make the donation to Zoe's Place in return for the pedal. So, you know, have a look at the video. You'll probably learn some stuff, and you might just get a cool little pedal out of it as well. Give it a go. You got nothing to lose. And speaking of having nothing to lose, if you would like some tailored one-to-one guitar tuition, then get in touch with me via the details at the end of this video. If you live on Teesside in the northeast of England, you can come along for a face-to-face lesson in this very room. Or wherever you are in the world, you can have a lesson via Skype, and your first one, whichever way you do it, is free, no charge, nothing to lose, as I said, and potentially everything to gain. So with that, I'll bid you all a good day, and I'll say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time, and I do look forward to seeing you all again next time around. Bye for now, folks.